They say family should protect you. That blood should bind you in loyalty, in love. But for me, it became a noose I didn't even realize was tightening until it almost choked the life out of me. I was 28 when I got the call that would crack everything open. "Hi, this is Chase Bank," the man said calmly, as if he wasn't about to drop a bomb on my life. "We're calling to confirm the $100,000 auto loan in your name. The first payment is due next month." I nearly dropped my phone. "What loan?" I asked, my voice shaking. "Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video." The line went quiet. Then slowly, the rep confirmed my full name, social, and address. All correct. I hadn't taken any loan, and I sure as hell didn't buy a luxury car. My stomach twisted as I hung up and called my parents. I thought they'd be alarmed, supportive, ready to go to war for me. But when I told them, there was a pause. And then my mom said flatly, "Sweetheart, don't make this bigger than it is." "Bigger," I snapped. "Someone took a loan using my name. They committed fraud." And then my father, always the peacekeeper, or rather the one who kept the peace by silencing me, sighed and said, "It's done now. Just let it go." It was in that moment I knew. I called my sister. She picked up casually. "Hey," she said, like nothing had happened. "You used my name to buy a car?" I asked quietly. She didn't even deny it. "Okay, yeah, but you weren't using your credit for anything important, and Mom and Dad said you'd be okay with it. You always help." I couldn't breathe. She had used my identity, my trust, my life. And my parents were not only complicit, they expected me to take it quietly. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my bed scrolling through emails, credit reports, legal forums. Every message from the bank felt like a slap. And every memory of my sister being bailed out of everything, school, rent, tickets, by our parents while I had to fend for myself, came rushing back like a flood I'd been pretending wasn't drowning me. The next morning, I confronted them in person. I wanted honesty. I wanted remorse. Instead, I got betrayal served with tea and silence. "Your sister needed help," my mom said. "She's not as strong as you." "You're the responsible one," my dad added. "Why ruin her life over something that won't kill you?" I was speechless. It wasn't just the loan. It was the years of being the invisible one, the fixer, the fallback, the one who didn't cry loud enough to be heard. And now I was expected to carry a $100,000 burden while they toasted my sister's new car on the driveway like it was some kind of trophy. I left without a word. But inside, I was already drafting my plan. This wouldn't end with silence. It would end with a courtroom and with me finally being heard. The days that followed were a blur of betrayal and buried rage. Every time I checked my bank account, every notification from the credit bureau, every single email from the loan agency reminded me of the debt I didn't create. I didn't just lose money. I lost my identity, my trust, my safety. But my family? They were living like nothing happened. My sister was posting pictures of her brand new luxury SUV on social media. Hashtags like served, Dodd righty, gas spoiled under every photo. She even went live once, panning the camera across the leather interior while our mother laughed in the passenger seat and said, "See, baby girl finally has a car fit for a queen." I watched that stream 3 times. Not once did they mention the name on the loan. Mine. I hired a lawyer that week. Not just any lawyer, but a bulldog, a woman named Candace, who had fire in her voice and steel in her spine. She listened carefully, nodding as I spoke. Then she said something that snapped something loose in me. "We're not just fighting for your money. We're fighting for your name." She filed fraud charges, real ones. My sister was served while she was pulling out of a spa appointment. Ironically, one I likely paid for through her loan. The moment she saw the envelope, she called me in hysterics. "You're suing me?" "Yes," I said calmly. "You stole my identity. You signed under my name. You committed a felony. You're ruining the family." I almost laughed. Ruining the family? The same family that told me to let it go, that stood by while their golden child built her life on my credit. My parents called next. First, it was concern. "Let's talk about this calmly," my dad said. "You don't want to drag your sister through court. What will people think?" Then came the guilt. My mother's voice cracked. "We didn't think it would go this far. We just needed her to have a car. She's looking for a job." "She bought the car 3 months ago," I cut in. "She's not looking for a job. She's looking for attention. And you gave it to her with my identity." Then came the threat. "If you don't drop the charges," my father said slowly, "you're not welcome in this family." That was the moment everything inside me broke, but not in the way it used to, not into pieces. This time it broke free. "You cut me off the moment I said no. You threw me out of your hearts when I stopped playing your doormat," I said. "I was never really family, just a convenient name to sign." I hung up. Court day arrived, and I walked in with my head high. My sister sat on the other side, visibly shaken, trying to smile through her fake tears while our parents sat behind her, stone-faced and furious. My lawyer pulled out document after document. Forged signatures, fake employment claims, call logs from my sister pretending to be me, the dealership footage showing her with the car sales rep. There was no defending it, no denying it. But what shocked the courtroom wasn't the fraud, it was the betrayal. Candace read a text aloud my mother sent to my sister just days after the fraud went through. "She'll be mad, but she'll get over it. She always does." The judge raised an eyebrow. "So the parents knew?" Candace nodded. "They encouraged it." Gasps filled the room. Even the judge looked disgusted. My sister got charged with identity theft and fraud. But what she lost in that courtroom was greater than her case. It was the illusion that she was untouchable. Outside the courthouse, my mother rushed to me, her voice trembling now in a way it never had when she dismissed me. "Please," she begged, "don't do this to your sister. We're family." I looked her dead in the eyes. "You did this to her. You raised her to believe she could take whatever she wanted, and I'd always stay quiet. I'm just finally teaching her, and you, that I won't." They stood there stunned as I walked away. For the first time in my life, my back was to them. And I didn't feel guilty, only free. I didn't expect the silence that followed the trial to feel so peaceful. No more surprise bills in my name. No more calls from collectors asking me to verify my identity. No more forced dinners where I'd be told I was overreacting while my sister flashed her keys and my parents passed the dessert to everyone but me. But what surprised me more was how loud their silence became. My sister tried texting me 3 times the week after the verdict. "I didn't mean to ruin your life," one said. Another read, "I need help. They repossessed the car." I didn't reply. I didn't block her either. I wanted her to sit with her words, just like I sat with mine when she stole them. My parents, well, they spiraled. The community they used to flaunt, their perfect daughters, who had heard everything. It turned out word gets around when your golden child ends up in court for stealing from her own sister, and the parents tried to cover it up. Their church friends pulled away. The neighbors stopped waving. Their once frequent party invitations stopped arriving. My mother tried posting photos of happy brunches with captions like, "Nothing can break a strong family." But the likes and comments were gone. All their lies had curdled. And me? I had already started building something new. With the settlement I won, I paid off the damages to my credit and started my own financial consulting business. I called it True Ledger, because for once I wanted everything to be real, honest, and mine. I held my head high during every meeting, every pitch, every client session, because I knew my worth now wasn't tied to anyone's approval. I wasn't the babysitter. I wasn't the fallback. I wasn't the one who had to sacrifice just to be barely tolerated at the family table. I was my own name, my own success. 3 months later, my mother showed up to my office. She didn't schedule an appointment, just walked in holding a tin of cookies like this was some sort of sitcom reconciliation. "You have a nice place," she said. I didn't offer her a seat. "I'm not here to fight," she added quickly. "Your father and we didn't handle things right." I waited. "She's in a bad place now," she continued, meaning my sister. "No job. The car's gone. We had to take out a second mortgage." And I asked coldly. "She needs help," she said. "And we thought maybe you could—" There it was. Not, "I'm sorry." Not, "I was wrong." Just another request, another favor, another expectation that I would break myself to put them back together. I stepped forward slowly and handed her an envelope, the exact kind she once begged me to not open when this all started. She looked confused and opened it. Inside was a letter, a notarized letter removing them as emergency contacts, as financial proxies, as beneficiaries of anything I owned, completely and legally erased from my future. "What's this?" she asked, her hands trembling. "Boundaries," I said. "The thing you taught me to never have. I'm teaching them to myself now." Her eyes filled with tears. "You're cutting us off." "No, I'm protecting myself," I said. "You did the cutting the moment you let her steal from me and called it family." She didn't speak, just turned and left slowly, shoulders heavy. That night I sat on my apartment balcony, watching the city lights blink like tiny promises. I thought about the little girl I used to be, the one who stayed silent during every insult, who babysat for free, who got hand-me-downs while her sister got ribbons, who was taught that love meant sacrifice and silence meant strength. And I whispered to her, "We made it." Because in the end, this story wasn't about revenge. It was about reclamation, about taking back my name, my peace, my voice. And the most powerful thing, I didn't just win the case, I won me. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.